Social media is a relatively new concept that started in the late 2000s and took over in the early 2010s. Social media platform giants such as Snapchat, Instagram, and YouTube dominate the internet. When social media is such an integral part of our society, we must look at its flaws, how it affects us physically and psychologically. Learning how to make friends is an important part of being a teenager and growing up in general. Facing problems that need to be faced within a friendship, having those conversations with friends, can now all be done with the typing of keys. But when friendships are conducted online and through text, kids are doing this in a context stripped of many of its most personal and sometimes intimidating aspects of communication. It's easier to keep your guard up when you're texting, so less is at stake. You aren't hearing or seeing the effect that your words have on the other person. Because the conversation isn't happening in real time, each party can take more time to consider a response. If kids aren't getting enough practice relating to people and getting their needs met in person and in real time, many of them will grow up to be adults who are anxious about our species' primary needs of communication: talking. Does social media make teens more anxious and depressed? With all the content that's on social media, from people living this extravagant life to memes to even cyberbullying, this constant stimulation of different emotions isn't good for a developing brain. In fact, many experts believe that the constant overstimulation of social networking shifts the nervous system into a flight or fight mode. As a result, this makes disorders such as ADHD, depression, oppositional defiant disorder, and teen anxiety worse. Staying up all night, invested on a YouTube video, or just scrolling through TikTok videos, sleep is heavily affected by social media on teens. According to the Sleep Foundation, teenagers need approximately 8 to 10 hours of sleep, and most of us already aren't getting that due to school, and so with the added effect of social media, it only worsens. Now, what does that do to your body? Not getting enough sleep can limit your body's ability to listen, concentrate, and solve problems. Lack of sleep can contribute to acne and other skin problems, lead to aggressive or inappropriate behavior, cause you to eat too much or eat unhealthy foods like sweet and fried foods that lead to weight gain, heighten the effects of alcohol, and possibly increase use of caffeine and nicotine. And that itself is a whole other problem on its own. In recent times, society has become more aware of the pandemic that is social media, and while most teens are aware of this as well, most simply don't care. This is why I'm going to interview with 6 different teens to get a broad understanding of what teenagers are like. Hi. 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 Yeah. Hi.
Hi.
Can you say your full name?
My name is Emmanuel Hakimi Basilu.
My name is Daniel Adolfo Fonseca Serrato.
Warren Daryl Joseph Mendiza.
My name is Tara Orange.
Amelia Grace Krieger.
Yasmin Vitali.
Adrian Shen Bunner.
Hassan Al Najjar.
And how old are you?
I am 18 years old.
I am 17 years old.
17.
I'm 17.
17.
I'm 17.
17 and a half.
All right, I'm going to ask you a series of questions. Are you okay with that?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
First question. How much time would you say you spend on social media daily?
Usually like, let's say like, probably like, when you say like daily, like 24 hours?
Yeah.
Well, let's say, well, like, since we have school and all that, I'll probably say like, maybe like 10 hours, 12.
Probably a few hours. I don't know.
4.5 hours.
Like 3, 4 hours.
I would say maybe an hour and a half to 2 hours a day.
I don't know, I'd say like an hour to 2 hours ish.
An hour and a half.
I don't spend any time on social media because I haven't had it in like over a year.
And how would you say that has affected you?
Well, school-wise, I mean, it hasn't really like affected me at all because like I still get to focus on like my classes and like still do my homework whenever like it needs to be done. But like when it comes to like housework and everything, like it has like I'm more focused on my phone because it's just that.
So I think it's kind of created a sort of a dependency on my phone. Sometimes when I'm studying, I have this urge to check my phone or see if I have any notifications, whatever. And I guess it's sort of a distraction sometimes.
I guess I feel like I'm less productive throughout the day. I get distracted really easily, and yeah.
I don't do as much homework.
It affects my sleep. It kind of makes me antisocial at certain points.
I'd honestly say pretty positively.
I'd say pretty positively because I have more time to get stuff done. And in terms of like communicating with people, it's like I still have other ways like text messages, phone calls, and like with students or teachers like email. It's like, yeah, I'd say like honestly I have more time to do the things that I want to do.
All right, and on social media, would you say that has a positive or negative effect on your relations with others? That doesn't have to necessarily be romantic relationships, it could just be friendships.
Well, I'll say like it has a positive way because I mean I make friends that way. Like I get to communicate with like people, get to know people, and like also like like just create friendship with other people. Yeah.
So I think it's had a pretty positive effect. I guess it allows people to be connected all the time, improves communication, and yeah, I guess it's had a good effect on relationships.
Well, see, I rather connect to people online because it's like the easier way. So like, it makes me less inclined to contact people in real life and like meet up with them and stuff because like it's easier to do it over social media. And yeah, I'm just like less productive, I guess.
Well, I talk to people more because I send memes, and that's about it.
I'd say positively because it's a lot easier to communicate.
I'd say it positively affects me because I get to meet more people and relate with them more often.
I guess it's kind of neutral in that I don't really pay attention to how social media like influences my friendships and relationships. I'm more so focused on the relationship I have with the person like face to face, and social media doesn't really play a big factor in that.
And has the lack of social media positively and or negatively affected your relations with others? And it doesn't just have to be romantic, it could just be friendships.
Kind of both, because negatively in the way that people I used to talk to occasionally, just like on Snapchat, Instagram, I'm never contacting them ever anymore. But also, like, I feel like more often than not, I'm communicating with people, over FaceTime, like phone calls, so I feel like it's more personal that way.
And how would you say social media has affected you physically?
Physically, hasn't really like changed me. Like I became more like interactive with others. Like I talk more to people. Like I'm more like more bold. Like not shy anymore. So like yeah. So yeah.
No, I wouldn't say so.
Physically?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, I don't get enough sleep. Yeah, that's it.
It makes me feel bad about myself, you know, because I follow models and I shouldn't be.
Well, not at all. Well, I mean, maybe I'm a bit fatter because I'm on it.
Physically, I wouldn't say much because it's not like you're a couch potato where you're just like sitting down watching TV all day. But yeah, I wouldn't say anything physically.
And how has the lack of social media affected you physically?
Yeah, again, I just say it's pretty positively affecting my life as I have more time to just like get work done and do what I want to do.
And final question, would you say you're addicted to social media?
No, I'm not really. Like, I would never sound like, I would not sound like social media. I could literally like drop my phone and turn it off and just, if I have to do something serious, then I would put it down if I have to, yeah.
No, I don't think so. I have pretty good self-control, and I don't really let it affect anything.
No, but I just do it because it's like there's nothing else to do. I just get bored and I go on social media, but like I feel like I could not use it.
No.
No.
Yeah, probably.
And why would you say that?
Just because I it's always the place I go to when I don't feel like doing anything. I procrastinate a lot through social media, and yeah, I'll like lose track of time through social media, and like next thing I know, I'm like on my phone for like 5 hours.
To an extent, yes, but it's an addictive thing where to the point where it's not affecting me like physically or mentally. It's just something that like bugs me a bit if I don't like, you know, check my phone.
All right, well, thank you. All right, thank you. All right, and thank you. All right, thank you. All right, cool. Well, all right, you're done. Cool.
Okay.
All right, thank you. Do you want to shake my hand?
Sure.
Other hand? Oh.
I know what you're thinking, because believe it or not, we're the same. We may come from different backgrounds, be different people, but the effects that social media has on teens is indiscriminate. It's all about how much you choose to expose yourself to it. I hope that if you remember anything from this documentary, you remember to do one simple thing. Limit your social media use. It could save your life.